I'm Lionel Nobbs, Senior Fisheries Officer with the Loughs Agency. Loughs Agency is one of the cross-border bodies. Our role is to manage, conserve, protect, improve and develop the inland fisheries within the Foyle and Carrickford catchments. I'm standing on the banks of the River Fohan in Northern Ireland. The River Fohan is a tributary within the Foyle catchment. This catchment is an important habitat for many protected species, including salmon, eel, lamprey and otter. These habitat and species are delicate and must be protected for future generations. Current projections are for hotter, drier summers, which will pose a problem for many native fish species as water temperatures rise. Climate change will bring about further flash floods, and this will have a detrimental effect on our rivers. Loughs Agency has worked in partnership with Woodland Trust, Northern Ireland Water, landowners and other partners to implement nature-based solutions to tackle the issues around climate change in the aquatic environment. Here within the Fohan catchment, some of the nature-based solutions that we're implementing are tree planting, leaky dams, wet woods and buffer strips.
Hi, John Doherty here. I'm a farmer and the third generation farmers here. And as farmers in this location along the Fohan, we cherish the land, we cherish the environment that we have along here. The wet wood consists of all our water courses on the land being diverted into a pond. The pond is approximately 250,000 gallons in capacity. As the water comes down the shucks and the water courses from the farmland, it goes through a series of leaky dams. The leaky dams extract the silt out of the water. It then goes into the pond. The pond's like a settlement pond. The water then filtrates out from the edges of the pond through the trees and the root infrastructure, and then eventually the water goes through into the Fohan. In doing what we've done here, it gives us a bit of sense of security, that God forbid if there was an accident or something happened here, that you were spreading slurry and there was a spillage. This is a buffer. This is a buffer between us and the Fohan. It gives me a wee bit of pleasure as well to put something back into this great countryside that I've been a part of all my life.
I'm Dave Scott and I'm with the Woodland Trust of Northern Ireland, and we've been working with Loughs Agency and local farmers in the Fohan Valley to try and create a tree landscape, because trees are part of the building blocks to a resilient landscape. So projects like this one, where trees are part of the solution to a farming business problem, has been great, because it shows that trees aren't just there for their own value's sake, they're actually part of a new landscape. And the trees in this planting scheme here will be filtering the water that will be coming down through the leaky dams and the silt traps and into the pond. And the root systems will actually be filling out nitrates, holding back silt, and making sure that the water that reaches the Fohan is as clean as it possibly can be. So trees are really vital in developing the landscape for climate, for people and for wildlife. And trees like this alder, we put the right tree in the right place. So alder is a real wetland specialist. It likes being in the wet areas, doesn't mind its feet being in water quite a lot at the time of the year. The roots are quite fibrous, so again they're quite good for filtering out those nutrients. The same with willow, they will thrive in these wetter areas. On the drier banks, we start using things like oak and rowan, crabapple, wild cherry, just to create that real diversity within the woodland area. So these are the leaky dams that we put in as part of this project, and the purpose of these dams is not to stop the flow, hence the name Leaky. It is to allow some of the flow to go through, but during times of high rainfall, high flood, the dams actually will overspill, but they will hold back the sediment, and it means that John the farmer can come down periodically and clean these out. But it does stop that sediment. It also deflects the overspill of water into the treed area, and it means that the trees then start doing their job of slowing that flow before it gets to the river, filtering out the nutrient and all the silt. But these are very simple structures, very easy to put in, but highly effective.
In addition to leaky dams and wet woods, buffer strips have been created along the banks of the River Fohan. The buffer strip enables the recovery of the riparian zone where it has been previously trampled or eroded by livestock. Tree planting along the buffer strips will create shade, helping to keep the water cool during warmer periods. Tree planting along the buffer strip also helps to stabilise the banks, helping to mitigate against flash floods and bank erosion. Wet woods have the potential to reduce the impact of climate change, agriculture and industry. Loughs Agency believe that the development and delivery of this partnership approach around wet woods will bring added benefits for fisheries conservation for decades.